Hello everyone. We are used to thinking that our brains are practically perfect, and despite the predictions of a machine uprising, scientists reply that artificial intelligence will never be comparable to human intelligence. However, even the weakest computer won't be fooled by an optical illusion, while our biocomputer fails when it sees simple patterns. You'll see that today. If your brain isn't ready to explode by the end of the video, you're probably just a robot. Let's get it on. Floating star. This illusion is called floating star, and here is our question. Is the image in front of you completely static, or is the star rotating slowly against the background? Your sight convinces you that the image is moving, but common sense insists on the first option, and it's right in this case. In 2012, this picture wasn't even a finalist in the Illusion of the Year contest, held by NeuralCorrelate.com together with medical labs, which is totally undeserved, don't you think? It creates an incredibly strong effect of fluid motion, and the brain refuses to perceive the image as static. Mask of Love. Let's make it a little harder, shall we? You're looking at a rather original Venetian mask. It doesn't rotate or change color, just look at it closely and try to find out what's so unusual about it. We'll give you time to find out what it is. So, were you able to solve the mystery of the mask? If you weren't, don't be upset. This illusion was a finalist in the contest we've already mentioned, and very few people noticed that the face of the mask actually consists of two different faces. To be more exact, a man and a woman kissing each other. The most interesting thing is that now, once you know this, your brain can switch between the two possible interpretations of the mask, making two faces or one face appear alternately. It works, doesn't it? This kind of illusion, where the viewer experiences two equally possible interchangeable stable states in perception, is known as bistable illusion. The simplest and most famous of them is the Necker cube, where you can change the perspective using the force of your mind. Fractal Tunnel. In this case, we should warn you. If you easily get car sick or can't stand flashing objects, go straight to the next image. If you're ready, then try this. First, concentrate on the center point of the picture, and then quickly move your gaze to any other part of the picture and then back again. Are you still here, or have you flown off into another dimension? You've just encountered a throbbing fractal illusion. We agree it's not the most pleasant of all visual deceptions. In addition to pulsation, some people also experience the effect of falling inside this tunnel, but many also experience unpleasant side effects like dizziness and nausea. By the way, did you manage to look until the end, or did you take your eyes off the screen? The Troxler effect. It's simple and amazing at the same time. Focus on the cross in the center of the picture. Don't move or blink, and a miracle will happen. Impressed? Of course, the magic of the Cheshire Cat has nothing to do with it. There could just be a blue circle instead, which would also disappear. What you've just experienced is the Troxler effect, named after the Swiss physician and philosopher Ignaz Troxler. In 1804, the scientist discovered that a rigid fixation of the gaze on an element of the visual field could cause the surrounding still images to gradually disappear. The effect occurs with any static stimulus, but it's especially noticeable in low-contrast images. Scintillating grid. Shall we continue to play tricks on our poor brain? Then here is an extremely difficult task for it. There are 12 black dots on this grid. Try to find them all. The countdown starts now. Honestly, we weren't kidding you. The image is actually completely still, and the dots are there all the time. But as soon as you concentrate on just 3 of them, the rest mysteriously disappear from view. That's why its creator, Will Kerslake, called it the scintillating grid illusion. Tilted picture. It's immediately apparent that the right photo is taken from a slightly different angle, but we'll give you a little more time to see if you can find any other differences. We have to be honest, we tricked you, and there actually are no differences between these pictures. You probably don't understand either. They are the same picture, pixel by pixel. It's the same photo, and they're not taken from different angles. We understand that this is quite hard to believe. Many users have uploaded the images to Photoshop to superimpose them on top of each other and check for themselves, and the pictures matched completely. Magic arrow. If your neurons have not yet begun to boil, this is a critical moment for them. First, a test of basic logic. If an arrow pointing to the right is rotated 180 degrees, where would it point? Your answer is correct, except that it doesn't work with the creation of the Japanese mathematician and optical illusionist Kokichi Sugihara. You can turn this arrow over and over again, and each time it will only point to the right. Do you feel the steam coming out of your ears like in a cartoon too? This illusion tricks not only our brain, but even a mirror. In the reflection, the arrow stubbornly points in the opposite direction. Perhaps it's time to find out the secret of this witchcraft. You just have to look at the arrow from above. Turns out to be a complex 3-dimensional geometrical figure. Color perception. You watch this little animation and remember what color the girl's coat is. You can also see optical illusions in a video as well. Is it red? Okay, and the shoes? Okay, we didn't actually ask you to remember that, but there's still no difference, because the animation is all black and white. No kidding. Only the grid superimposed over the clip is colorful. The same technique also works with static images. Its creator, Oyvind Kurlas, first performed this visual experiment on a photograph. Moreover, it works not only with a colorful grid, but also with dots and even text. Illusion test. Now you need to act quickly and rely only on first impressions, so we'll give you just a few seconds to think. So, what did you see first, a woman or a skull? The picture you were looking at is an ambiguous image. It's a type of optical illusion based on the brain's capacity for multi-stable perception. That is, the ability to be aware of one image in several ways at once. The creators of this test claim that it demonstrates your true sense of self. If you first saw the outline of the skull, you are ready to withstand any challenge and have strong leadership qualities. If your brain first paid attention to the figure of the woman, then it's time to fight insecurity, but at the same time, you're very creative. Of course, you could take this test with a pinch of salt. On the other hand, dual images are a real research tool in psychology. My wife and my mother-in-law. Do you want to see how well the scientists at Flinders University in Australia work? It's extremely simple. Take a quick look at the picture and tell us what you see. Yes, there's more than one person. You're looking at another ambiguous image known as My Wife and My Mother-in-Law, which appeared back in 1915. You can see either a woman turning away or the profile of an older woman looking to the left. Let us help you if you still haven't discerned either one. The young woman's chin is in the place of the old woman's nose, and the old woman's chin is in the place of the girl's neck. Got it? So, which one of the ladies did you see first? If the young one, then let us guess, you're under 30. At least psychology professors say that that's how it works. Their experiments showed that the perception of the illusion depends on the age, and people over 30 usually see the old lady first. Didn't it work? Maybe you're just an exception to the rule. Moving picture. In case of this illusion, no effort is required. You don't even need to concentrate. On the contrary, relax your eyes and let your gaze wander freely over this image. So, as legend has it, Galileo Galilei said, "And yet it moves." If you're already Googling stress medication, then you too have bought into a popular myth. This illusion went viral on the internet. It's supposedly a fatigue test invented by Japanese psychotherapist Yamamoto Hashima. The idea is that the faster the picture spins, the more tired you are. Coffer illusion. Congratulations, you've reached the finish line. Here's your final challenge. Focus on the cross in the center of the image and see if your perception of the picture changes. Take your time, we'll wait. Almost certainly, you have experienced a kind of gestalt switch. At some point, it starts to seem that the pattern is composed only of circles, and then suddenly squares reappear in their place. The picture, which looks more like a bar of chocolate, is known as the Coffer illusion. This simple illusion has given rise to a major scientific debate. Scientists are trying to figure out what changes when we switch between patterns, our visual perception, or just our mental attitude. What do you think?
Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications.